Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Military TV. In today's episode, we are going to take a look at 5 of the most lethal Russian submarines, along with their diverse capabilities. To gain more interesting insight, make sure you stay with us until the end of this video. The Soviet submarine program was a force to be reckoned with throughout the Cold War. The Soviet Union's undersea murderers drew the attention of both Westerners and Soviet civilians. Many Americans anticipated Soviet submarines crawling over the country's coastlines during the heated time of conflict between Washington and Moscow. Submarines are significant because they have enabled both superpowers to launch large-scale nuclear wars from the depths of the ocean. Despite a major drop in technological development following the fall of the Soviet Union, Russian leaders have increased their efforts to modernize their armed forces. From improving Cold War models to satisfy present-day challenges, to designing brand-new platforms like the Borei and Ysen class submarines, Russia has set its eyes to enhance the status and capabilities of its underwater power. So now let us take a look at these 5 most lethal submarines by the Russian Navy. Number 1. Akula class submarine. Between 1986 and 1992, the Soviet Navy commissioned 7 Akula 1 models built in the Soviet Union as the Borei class 971. Moscow had already begun work on a more comprehensive upgrade known as Project 971A, or the Akula 2. This upgrade included a 110-meter-long hull and a displacement increase to 12,770 tons. The improved design also includes a quieter engine than previous models, making the Akula 2 Russia's quietest submarine design. Russia built 3 such ships: the Viper, the Nerpa, and the Gepard. While Nerpa is being leased to India, the Gepard is expected to remain in Moscow's arsenal until at least 2025. For the speed, the Akula can cruise up to 10 knots on the surface. It can dive as far as 600 meters, and once deep in the water, Akula can accelerate up to 33 knots. Akula is known to have 100 days of endurance once it is deployed. One Akula-class submarine could load and carry as many as 12 Granite cruise missiles, which are available in anti-ship and land attack variants. The Granite missile itself has an amazing range of 3,000 kilometers. For anti-sub and anti-ship operations, the Akula 1 is fitted with 8 torpedo launch tubes, while Akula 2 have 10. On top of that, the Strela SA N58 portable launcher with 18 missiles provide the Akula class with robust anti-air capability. Number 2. Kilo class submarine. Russia's Project 877 Paltus, or which also known as Kilo, is a diesel-electric attack submarine that was conceived during the Soviet era at the Rubin Central Maritime Design Bureau in St. Petersburg. The Kilo, which was first commissioned by the USSR in 1982, is still in use in Russia and around the world. The Kilo is a smaller submarine, with an underwater displacement of 3,076 tons and a hull length of 70 meters in the Iranian version. 6 torpedo launch tubes are included in the basic Kilo model. This platform is suitable for systems such as the Test 71 MKE TV electric homing torpedo, which has a 205 kilogram explosive charge. The Kilo is also capable of releasing up to 24 mines. In addition, it can be outfitted with up to 8 anti-aircraft missiles, which are suitable with both the Strela 3 and Igla surface-to-air systems. India, one of the countries who also uses the Kilo, contracted the Russian shipyard Zvezdochka to augment anti-ship missiles like the Club S to its models. The diesel generators of Kilo supply the submarine a speed of up to 10 knots for surface voyage and 17 knots when submerged. What's more, the Kilo could dive as far as 300 meters below the waves and has an endurance of 45 days after being deployed. Number 3. Type 636.3 Varshavyanka. When Russia's new diesel-electric Lada submarine failed sea trials in 2010, Moscow turned to a Cold War relic, the Kilo. Russia began upgrading the earlier Kilo model to fill the niche for a modern diesel-electric attack submarine. Here comes the Type 636.6 Varshavyanka, also known as the improved Kilo in the West. The Varshavyanka, which was designed as a bridge between the original Kilo and the Lada, will have to fill the void until the new models are seaworthy. 6 such vessels have been commissioned by the Russian Navy, 4 of which have already been launched. Krasnodar, the most recent, was released in April 2015. The Varshavyanka, with a submerged displacement of up to 4,000 tons, serves as a platform for a powerful weapons suite. Just like its predecessor, the submarine owns 6 torpedo launch tubes and is equipped with the surface-to-air missiles like Igla and the Strela 3. Other newer Type 636.6 model also bear anti-ship missiles like the Novator Club S. This missile, gifted with a high explosive warhead, boasts a range of 220 kilometers. Similar to the original Project 877, the improved Kilo has an endurance of 45 days and can dive up to 300 meters below the water surface. However, the improved Kilo flaunts higher speeds than its predecessor, with 11 knots at the surface and 20 knots underwater. Number 4. Borei-class submarine. The Borei class is a series of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines that is the first completely new Russian submarine model designed since the fall of the Soviet Union. The Yuri Dolgoruki, the lead ship in this new class, was launched in 2008 and commissioned in 2013. In 2010, a second Borei-class submarine was launched and commissioned in 2013. A third vessel, the Knyaz Vladimir, was launched in 2012, while the newest vessel, the Knyaz Vladimir, was laid down earlier that year. The Borei-class submarines have a hull length of 170 meters and a submerged displacement of 24,000 tons. The Yuri Dolgoruki and its sister ships are equipped with 16 RSM-56 Bulava submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Bulava missiles have an 8,000-kilometer range and are armed with a nuclear warhead with a yield of 150 kilotons. Some sources cited that the RSM-56 might own a longer range and substantially more destructive, with up to 10,000 kilometers and a 500 kiloton yield. Not only ballistic missile payload, the Borei-class craft also fitted with 6 torpedo launch tubes, which can be utilized with a range of anti-submarine warfare torpedoes. Number 5. Ysen-class submarine. The Project 885 Ysen from Sevmash shipyard is Russia's response to an aging fleet of Akula-class submarines. The nuclear-powered model will eventually replace Soviet-era designs and meet Moscow's requirement for a capable attack submarine. The Severodvinsk, the first Ysen-class submarine, joined the Northern Fleet, based in Severomorsk, in 2014. Submarines of the Ysen class have a hull length of 111 meters and an underwater displacement of approximately 13,500 tons. For its speed, Ysen class can accelerate up to 20 knots at the surface and 35 knots underwater. Each vessel can carry weapons designed to attack land targets, surface craft, and other submarines, allowing the Ysen class to perform a variety of missions. Furthermore, the Ysen-class subs are equipped with 8 torpedo launch tubes and are skilled at firing ASW missiles, such as the long-range supersonic P-800 Onyx, to conduct anti-submarine operations. Not only the Onyx missiles, the mighty nuclear propulsion systems on board Ysen-class submarines also notable for greatly outpacing their predecessors. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.